the executive session section. That's all I have.
Is it spelled correctly?
Yes.
Is that good? Do you have any questions?
No.
No, okay. So do we have a motion to accept those minutes as written?
I make a motion that we accept them with the correction being made.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
All right, so moved. We'll approve those minutes. If all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, there was no meeting in December due to lack of quorum. Same for March. And so now we're up to the staff report update.
Have you all had a chance to review the staff report? Everyone? Does anyone have any questions?
I do have additional copies of the documents. I did put out an extra agenda and the motion for executive summary. Since we had a 2-hour meeting before this, I wasn't able to get everything else printed, but if you need something, I will. And in the future, I'll plan ahead better and get more stuff printed. So.
Okay. Can you just summarize for us?
Yes. For the second quarter, we had no bias-based complaints and no use of force complaints, and we've had just over 13,000 calls for service in 2026 and 596 arrests. And you can look at the chart and see how that compares to prior years. Nothing else of note for the minutes, or for the quarterly report, I'm sorry.
Okay. And the annual bias review?
Correct. Has everyone had a chance to review the annual bias report? Okay. I can go into that. Otherwise, we have quite a lengthy executive session. It's up to you. I can just take questions, or whatever. What do you guys prefer?
I had one question.
Yes.
On the full-time employees that are required to complete annual bias-based police training, is that something that we can, I mean, we don't have to participate in the whole training, but is that something we can learn more about?
Yes. Would you like to, in one of our meetings, maybe go through what our bias-based training is, or some sort of summarized?
I think that would be helpful.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. What other questions do you have?
Any other questions on that? Seeing none, we could move to the annual use of force review.
Same. Did everyone have a chance to review our annual 2025 use of force annual analysis?
Yes.
In the past minutes. Does anyone have any questions specifically over that, or would anyone like me to go over it in detail based on your review?
I had one question.
Yes.
I had one question about the beats. Can you let us know where those are, or is there a map of the beats? Or, I mean, you probably can't, I don't know if you can outline them, or...
I can send you, and I can kind of just describe them to you,
okay.
if you, for
That'd be great.
reference right now.
Yeah.
So for dispatch to be able to dispatch calls, the city has set up in geographical beats. We used to do beat assignments per officer. We've now gone to a north-south system, so the city, based on dispatch calls, is divided up in north and south sides of Salina, and we have groups of officers that work on the north side and the south side, and that's how calls are dispatched. Geographically, the north end is everything from Elm Street and up. And then we've got everything. We've got 2 and 3 beat, which are split in the center of the town, and everything down to Crawford. So 2 beat is on the west side of town, split in the center of town, and then on the east side is 3 beat.
Okay.
4 beat is like the business district from Crawford, Santa Fe, and then west over to Magnolia. And then on the east of that, equally is 5 beat, which is mostly residential, and then everything from Magnolia down south is 6 beat. So the town is split up into 6 different beats. And dispatch uses those then to dispatch calls, and we still use the beat system to be able to dispatch people to calls and stuff, but the officers are assigned by north and south sides of Salina.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, so next is there any new business? We would do other business. Does anyone have any other business? We would have citizens forum at this time. Doesn't look like we'll have citizens forum. So we do have executive session to move to.
Not yet.
So we'll move to executive session, and how long would you do it for me? Okay, and how long do you?
I'm estimating we'll need an hour for 2 cases to be able to show video, give you time to deliberate, etc. So for 2 different cases, so I think we'll need an hour.
Okay.
All right, so I move the board to recess into executive session for 60 minutes for the purpose of deliberating in the manner outlined in Salina Code Section 30-93D upon the subject of whether the preliminary administrative determination by the Chief of Police in relation to a complaint regarding the conduct of a officer or police officer is supported by substantial competent evidence based upon the need to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel pursuant to KSA 75-4319B1. The open meeting will resume in this room at 5:22 p.m.
Do we need a motion for that?
He made a
He made a motion, so
And then
someone
second,
second. Yeah,
and then-
do we need a second?
I second it.
Okay. So we'll move to
And then you need to have
all in
everyone needs
favor.
to vote.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, all in favor to move into executive session?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No? Okay, seeing that, we'll move to executive session.
that Ms. Larson said to me in there, reiterated to the public.
It's okay. So, do 15 more minutes.
So I move that the board recess into executive session for an additional 15 minutes for the purpose of deliberating in the manner outlined in Salina Code Section 30-93D upon the subject of whether the preliminary administrative determination by the Chief of Police in relation to the complaint regarding the conduct of a police officer is supported by substantial competent evidence based upon the needs to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel pursuant to KSA 75-4319B1. The open meeting will resume in this room at 5:39 p.m.
So I'll second that motion. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're going to go back to executive session. Okay, so is this in the form of a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we live? Are we live?
Yes.
Yes, please make sure we're live.
Yeah. We are on the air. Okay. So the board makes a motion to postpone its advisory determination pending its review of additional information relevant to the board's consideration of whether the preliminary administrative determination of the status of the complaint is supported by substantial competent evidence in a subsequent executive session. So that's where we're at. So is there a second?
I'll second that for IA 26-003.
All in favor? Opposed? We need to vote.
I'm opposed.
Same, I'm opposed.
Same here.
So that's 3-3. So I believe if it's 3-3,
I didn't make a.
oh, did you? Okay.
I didn't.
Okay. Would you vote?
I did not verbally say anything.
Would you vote?
Yes, can you please, I'm very upset from that session. Can you please repeat what you said?
I said that the motion is that we postpone making an advisory determination pending its review of additional information relevant to the board's consideration of whether the preliminary administrative determination of the status of the complaint is supported by substantial competent evidence in a subsequent executive session.
I oppose.
Is there, okay. So there, you say you oppose, you don't want to do that?
No, I don't.
Okay. So we,
In the event of a tie vote of the board, the advisory determination by the board shall be deemed to be not sustained.
okay.
Okay.
So
So you would have you wouldn't be delaying this till the next time, so you would have to make a decision in this case, because if it's a 3-3 tie,
Then
it
you'd have to-
fails.
Yes. So then you would have to go back into executive session, I believe.
okay, so I think it's 4-2.
4-2.
Okay.
4-2 oppose going back into looking at further information.
So
Am I correct?
Correct. Correct.
would anyone like to make a motion then? Very different finding for that case?
Does everyone have their determination options in front of them?
Can we do that here, or do we need to go back into executive session to do that?
I don't think you do. Do you have to go back? I don't think.
I think we can just make the
I
motion
think you could just make
now.
your decision, because you're not speaking about details of the case.
So I'll make a motion that the advisory determination that the preliminary administrative determination of the status of the complaint is supported by substantial competent evidence.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No? Say no. So we're 6 are in favor. Okay. Is there any other business?
I think we still have one other complaint we got to do a motion on, which is the.
Oh, we didn't do that one?
Just to
Okay.
adjourn.
Did we do that?
Just to adjourn.
I have something I'd like to, I have new business,
Oh, you have to.
whenever it's appropriate and ready.
I'm sorry, what was you wanting?
I said I have new business, and whenever it's appropriate and ready, I'd like to address it.
One second,
If
Alani.
you want to,
One second. You still, yeah, you got to vote on your first case.
Yeah.
That you still have to vote on your first case out here.
So the motion for the first case was exonerate, was that, is it this one?
In executive session, you guys. Okay.
This one, okay. So on the first case, we make our advisory determination that the preliminary administrative determination of the status of the complaint is supported by substantial competent evidence. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? 6 in favor. Okay. Is there any other business?
Yes, there is. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm one of the 2 people in there, and this is like the second time I've done an executive session. I'm one of the few people in there that actually has a different opinion in these boards, and this is the second time I've come out very uncomfortable from them. I would like to go over the responsibilities of our board because I was told different information. I'd also like to say that I want it noted in the record that there were comments directed at me that were personal, that were personal and were not related to the matter at hand. I also got a lot of resentful glances in there that I have noted. I have a master's in psychology, I'm a veteran, and I work in child welfare. I have a lot of life experience, and I know when my opinion is not welcomed and I'm not being heard fairly. I'd also like it noted that those comments were made. The chair did not intervene and redirect the discussion. Instead, the chair followed up with the inappropriate comment made by the woman sitting to her right, and no one addressed the inappropriate comments that person made. It made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. And if anybody would like me to leave this board because they don't want a differing opinion, and especially mine, please let me know. Let the city know.
Do you want me to read the roles and responsibilities of our committee out loud?
I think that we all just need to realign, and then if anybody has a differing opinion, I think that instead of having it in closed doors, I think the city should know who's all representing this board and what we really believe we should be doing here.
From the perspective of the city, our role and responsibilities of this board are to advise and assist the police department in policy development related to racial or other bias-based policing by police officers and the police department pursuant to KSA 22-4610C3A and amendments hereto. Promote. And number 2, we're to promote and advocate and educate citizens about the existence and purpose of the board. 3, assist the city manager, the chief of police, and the city commission in the development of a racial or other bias-based policing comprehensive plan pursuant to KSA 22-4611A and amendments thereto. 4 is to provide recommendations resulting from board-initiated review of police department policies, other than those policies addressing topics such as intelligence information, tactical plans, and resource deployment, which are exempt from public disclosure under the Kansas Open Records Act. And number 5, review and advise the chief of police as to whether preliminary administrative determinations of the pre-disciplinary status of all complaints, A, excessive use of force, and/or B, racial and other bias-based policing by police officers are supported by substantial competent evidence. Are there any questions?
Yes, I would like to, if we could, can we all ask or tell what we understand about those responsibilities? Is that a okay thing to do?
Sure.
And I would love to begin. So I believe that my job is to, 1, follow my responsibilities. It's to challenge this board, to think, to grow, to have high standards, which we want for our police force as well. And I think we should want that for each other. Time could be an issue, but I think when it comes to people who file complaints or when complaints come, I think that those deserve due diligence. And if the city pays people to do that, to do the investigations, I think that those need to happen thoroughly. I believe that my job, I take it seriously. I appreciate being in this role, and I know I'm an inconvenience to some people, but I've always had good intentions, and if any of you all were on the other side, or any of the citizens listening were on the other side, you'd want someone like me looking at your case. So if I get off this and I'm suddenly never back here again, don't be surprised. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think our job is primarily with the policy and to help guide the way our policy gets written, but we also are to review use of force and bias-based policing complaints. I think it's important that we watch the videos and take into account any statements that are made by citizens and officers. And if in an instance we think there is additional information that's needed to make our decision, I believe that we should choose to postpone until we can get that information and make the decision.
Okay. I feel the same way, and I wanted to be on this board because I wanted to be assured and to assure members of the community that the police department was doing everything they could to have good guidelines in place and to make sure that the law enforcement in Salina were following those to the best of their ability. And if there was an issue or issues arrive, then there are training and there are guidelines in place where that learning takes place. When mistakes are made, I feel like that is brought to the board, even when the complaint wasn't there, and I appreciate that. I do feel like if I want more information from the Captain Larson or Chief Wise, that information would be available to me. I also feel, as a member of the community and a volunteer, my role is pretty black and white. I look at what is presented to me and see if it matches the complaint, and go from there. But my initial reason for being on the board is because I wanted to feel that Salina was being policed by the best that they could, and I wanted to be able to assure other people. And even though if there are mistakes made, I do feel like there are corrective measures, and I feel like that our police officers are very, there's a lot of training. And I don't know all of them, but the ones that I do know, I feel confident in their skills. And so that's why I am here.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think, yeah, it's important that we evaluate what's presented to us and ensure that policies were followed and help guide policies if that need arises. And if we do ever need extra information, that is always available to us. But yeah, I just think that it's important that we evaluate what is presented and ensure policy is followed.
I agree. I think policies are very important, and one reason I'm on the board, want to make sure that the police department does its job correctly. And if there's complaints, we need to look at them thoroughly.
I wanted to be on this board because to give back to the community for one thing, but also I feel my job is to kind of trust what the police department is telling us. I don't think they're lying to us or anything like that. So I think my job is here to base my decision on the facts that were given to me. I think it was suggested that maybe we need to do more investigative work. I don't feel that's my expertise to do that. So I don't know. I just want to do what the policy says and watch what's going on.
Thank you, everybody. Eleni, do you have anything else? I do want to say that I hope that you stay on this board. I think that we do need different opinions, and I welcome your opinion. And so I hope that you will consider being here in September at our next meeting.
I will consider that. I know that the attitudes up here weren't reflected in the meeting, but I thank you for saying that.
I want to say I thank you for all of y'all giving up your time for this, and I hope nobody feels like it's just a rubber stamp thing at all. And I do appreciate when people have differing opinions of us, and I think it's our job to, if there's a bridge that needs to be built, it's our job. And so I offer to all of you, if you would like to come do some ride-alongs, please reach out to Captain Larson. We'd love to set that up so y'all can kind of see a little bit more, and also kind of see that behind the curtain, so to speak, where, you see this police car go by every day and you wonder, what are they doing? How are they doing it? Well, we definitely invite you to come and take a look at that for yourself. And Ms. Zaveski, right?
Yes.
I hope you stay on the board.
Is there anything else? I would make a motion that we adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye. So this meeting, July 1st, 2026, is now adjourned.